It's Friday, May 9th, 2014, and let's talk about what happened this week over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, HTC has taken another step in bringing Sense 6 to their older devices by rolling it out to the Sprint HTC One Max. This update brings along with it most of the new features we've seen on the HTC One M8, with the exception of motion launch. It also has the very nice new extreme power savings mode that first came out for the Sprint HTC One M8, so be on the lookout if you have the Sprint One Max, or just check the mirrored OTA from the forum. You can get it that way. Additionally, this week, the Free Xperia team has done some awesome work yet again, bringing an almost fully functional build of CM11 to the Sony Xperia L. Of course, by almost fully functional, the main issue really seems to involve the GPS, so if you're not really concerned about the GPS, go ahead and take a look at that forum thread and get your download links as well. By the way, if you want to dive into the sources that they use to make this happen, you can actually head on over to their GitHub pages, which are linked in the portal post. Up next, we've mentioned over the last few weeks that several variants of the LG G Flex have started to receive their KitKat updates. As of this week, T-Mobile updated their support page with some information on the upcoming update for their device, but quickly pulled it down afterward. We're not sure if this is something to do with some last-minute build issues, or maybe if they just aren't ready to release it yet for some reason or another, but we will be on the lookout for it and we'll be sure to let you know when it's ready, provide links to it and everything else like that. And for the next story, a little bit of bad news. We saw some leaks late last year coming out from Samsung about the projected timetables for their KitKat updates. Several of those devices that were listed have actually received their updates now, but one in particular, the Galaxy S3 GTI 9300, will not be receiving its update as planned. A new leaked document showed up over on the Sam mobile site that shows that there were some unresolved problems with the update. And then another document mentions that there were some sort of problems tied to a failure to load system apps, meaning that since the phone only comes with 1 gig of RAM, it's not going to be able to support all the hefty weight of TouchWiz anymore. However, the S3 LTE version, the one that came with 2 gigs of RAM, is still supposed to be receiving KitKat sometime soon, so that seems to be the RAM is actually the problem there. It's definitely more than a little bit of a bummer. Anyway, the last story that I wanted to mention, Google Glass users should be receiving another new update as of this week. Firmware version XE17 started rolling out, and while it's not quite the milestone that XE16 was, which, if you remember, that brought KitKat along with it, so not going to happen. One way or another, it's supposed to address some bugs that made Glass restart unexpectedly, and there's supposed to be even more improvements coming along somewhere in the very near future with future releases. The OTA for this has not been captured yet, but when it is, it will be listed in the forum thread, which you can find in the portal post as well. And finally, 3 other videos were posted to XDA Developer TV this week. TK did another XDA Exposed Tuesday talking about custom share. Then Adam unboxed the Oppo Find 7a the XDA way. And then finally, TK reviewed the Oppo Find 7a. For the links to any of those videos or any of the other stories that I talked about, make sure to check out the video description down below. You can also find the links to my YouTube channels down in the video description as well. Make sure to hit that like button down below the video as well if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. Thank you so much for watching though, and I will see you again next time.